Hi there, it's Donovan. Don't judge a book by its cover, they say. Well, screw that mentality because Russell Grant's astrology is looking kinda hype. This is about to be the greatest experience of my life. I'm an Aries, so therefore you shouldn't be near my presence. Please stay away from me at all costs. And while you're at it, kill yourself. The horoscope doesn't lie. You walk into a store and you see this, and hell yeah, there goes dinner! One of the most important parts of selling a game is the box art. Usually it's the first thing average customers will see and think of a game, so it's important that your box art leaves a lasting impact on that potential buyer. Most people are, normal, so they aren't always on top of what the hell a game is. The box art is the key and the opportunity to encapsulate essentially what makes your game special, all in one neat little rectangle. This was especially true for the early years of gaming. Oh boy, Mom, look! Yar's Revenge! That looks so rad, Mom. I gotta play that. Publishers had to visualize for customers what their games were supposed to depict, and to an extent, players had to imagine what these games are meant to be, but the art doesn't really encapsulate what these games really were. Oh boy, Mom, for real this time. This game looks bonkers, yo. Mom, I'm getting bullied again. The Atari boxes, while neat for its time, are really just cute ways to scam parents. During this time, people bought games completely based on which box looked the coolest and hoped to God it was worth it. But as graphics improved, so did artistic integrity with the release of the NES. Because Atari's box art were basically scams, Nintendo wanted to put trust in customers. So, NES box art slapped a couple of sprites from the game and called it a day. I mean, yeah, that is motherfucking Clue land. I understand the reason they made the art like this, and it has its charm, but Gumshoe ain't selling shit, let me tell you that. Eventually, when video games were being seen as a more lucrative market, publishers went back to more artistic forms for the boxes. Here's a classic one, the Mario 3 cover. Though extremely simple, at the time, seeing that gleeful Mario with a new power-up and the big ol' 3 was more than enough for kids to understand that there's a whole new adventure waiting for them. The Mario Land one is also neat, detailing the wacky new world Mario traverses. The original Pokemon boxes, though very simple, is very easy to understand, especially with its phrase, gotta catch 'em all. Castlevania has a pretty badass art piece, but you still got the funky ones like Mega Man.
Look how they massacred my boy.
What the hell is that? Mega Man looks like a constipated serial killer in a Halloween costume. And here's another weird thing. Box art can differ between regions. Europe has it way better. This actually looks sick. Mega Man looks like Mega Man. This! Okay, well, it has a Glock, so I guess Americans will like it. The Master System had this cute little format going on here with the graph paper in the background and small clip art in the foreground. This is painfully boring. I want to be cool, Mom. This doesn't feel cool. This feels like math homework. The 16-bit generation went further in giving us artistic covers. Super Metroid, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI are some of the highlights with beautiful depictions of the game. Sonic had such a cool factor to him that made lazy fat boy Mario look like a slog. All you need is that cool mascot character in the center, and you have achieved worldwide fame. Doom's art is iconic. Such a badass piece right here. The art is basically saying your girth will increase tenfold if you buy this game. Phalanx got this fighter jet in Japan, and in the US, we got some white dude playing the banjo. How do we sell our jet fighter shooter to the West? Can make the marketing the same. What is there to change? If we got a guy playing the banjo. You're getting a raise. What the hell, man? I'm quitting this god-awful job. You're also fired. I have kids!
What the fuck is that?
What type of game is this?
What the fuck is this? What?
You want to know what type of game this is?
I want to say the hyperspeed shootout in space. This is it's a shooter, right?
Yeah. Nothing screams
I was
shooter
gonna-
than a white guy with a banjo. But as games started to visually look more complex, publishers started to implement that complexity into the box art. Yeah, this is where box art kinda got a little funky and started ditching hand-drawn art for 3D models. Again, I understand why. but do you really prefer this over this? I don't know, the art around this time had this uncanny look to them. Ah yes, finally, peak art. Glover. Holy shit, he's back? Frogger sweet! We still got some bangers out of this. Symphony of the Night looks absolutely awesome. And then America took things a little too literally. Pepsi Man, my beloved, is always in S tier. The original Smash Bros. Box is a fun one and displays the wacky crossover fighting game perfectly. And there's something about the simplicity of Ocarina of Time's box. There's nothing but the gold background and the simple logo. But that, in a way, kind of says something. I'm Zelda, bitch. Give me your life savings now. We now move on to the modern day, where most publishers have found a good middle ground between showing the real graphics of the game and the artistic intentions. I said most. Kingdom Hearts always has stellar box art. The drawings themselves look so beautiful and give all the characters some love and attention. Kingdom Hearts 3 especially, with its gorgeous Nightfall. Eco's box art has this sense of wonder and curiosity of this big world. And then the marketing team said, yeah, let's get a close-up of the in-game model and plaster a woman's face entirely on the left side for America. Surely it'll sell. Here's one unfortunate quirk of modern box art. In-game models. Yeah, we still never got away from them. Though they aren't as uncanny as they used to be, the box art loses that artistic quality, and they just end up feeling bland and soulless. There was a new genre in art known as angry dude holding a firearm. That's gonna be the thumbnail. There are so many game covers that feature this, and it's cheap and dumb. This guy can be anywhere. It can describe any shooter. There's nothing special about it. Oh yeah, it's Metroid! Thankfully, later on, they switched up Doom's box art to have a more artsy design. The higher-ups do this in order to sell more. I mean, yeah, that is a Call of Duty. These just feel soulless and boring. They don't really tell you anything about the game other than your crotch will be huge after you play this. And then Fallout said art is for nerds and gave us the same thing at different angles. Oh, what's different about this game? 90 degrees to the left. Not all in-game model box art are misses though. The Last of Us has a perfect box art that truly encapsulates what the game is all about and shows off the dynamic between Ellie and Joel. The higher-ups tried to remove Ellie from the box art, but thankfully Naughty Dog refused and kept her there because she's an integral part of the story. If they just had Joel, it'd be another fine addition to the angry dude holding a firearm collection. And then part 2 gave us Ellie's big old bloody forehead. Mario Galaxy has a pretty neat one showing off that, yeah, I'm wearing overalls in space, bitch. Galaxy 2 goes along with its predecessor and adds big fucking nose over here. Though it doesn't use in-game models, Borderlands 2 is a great evolution of its predecessor and is so cool. So too are the GTA games. Mario Odyssey is also a great one, showing all the crazy locations and the uniqueness of the capture mechanic. Listen, the international Resident Evil 4 boxes look stunning and have this sense of dread. But honestly, the US box art does a better job at showing what you're going to be playing, even if it uses the grimy looking in-game models. Speaking of regional differences, Kirby has had a history of differing box art. Internationally, he's depicted as his usual happy self, while in the US, he's fucking pissed. I'm going to commit vehicular manslaughter in a Walmart, and you can't stop! I've noticed this too. The US generally has more obnoxious, in-your-face advertising compared to other regions. Nier Automata has amazing art behind it, but the US one uses in-game models and feels kind of tacky. But Breath of the Wild's box art is so good. The focus of the game is all about the open world, and the box art perfectly paints that picture. It tells you the epic adventure you're going to set forth on. Though I feel Tears of the Kingdom's box art doesn't have that same sense of wonder. Yeah, you gotta focus on the new, but they don't show much of the Sky Islands, and you barely see the surface. What's Link even looking at? Also, might just be me, but the logo is too damn big. Composition is important. Not only do you have to frame everything about your game within a small rectangle, but you gotta include the logo, the rating, the header, all that bullshit. Twilight Princess's box art is also quite good, showing players that Link is now a furry. And then the re-release kind of barfs all over the place. There's just too much going on here. The art just loses focus of its original and just tries too hard. Sometimes, just a logo is good enough. I already mentioned Zelda, but Final Fantasy has had some great lone logos that just make it feel oddly special. This does bring up a dilemma. How do we market re-releases? Do we just use the same box art or try something wacky? For collections, do we make a cool collage or have a box art within a box art or have a quick night of Photoshop? I do prefer when they go for something new. We already know how good the game is, so they don't have to focus on which one will get the most dollars. Ultimate Genesis Collection is an awesome one. You don't need a bunch of taglines to show what games are there. You just need Sonic and small visuals of the included games. It's straight to the point without being flashy or cute about it. Speaking of which, taglines. Gee, I wonder how many games are here. Batman looks fucking depressed. 10 out of 10 across the board, and his parents are still dead. Smash Ultimate's box art. Man, this one may be my favorite. It's so good. Oh yeah, Red Dead 2 uses the angry dude holding a firearm quite well, and just the general art direction of a game can fit very nicely with the box art. The Ori games look so good in that rectangle, and so does Hollow Knight. Oh, and you can't forget the greats. Hansel and Gretel, Street Warrior.
What the fuck is this? Bust a move. It's so addictive. It should be illegal. What?
Oh, Mom, I don't want to play anymore. Video game box art is one of the most important factors when marketing a game. They are the amalgamations of what makes your game special, which is why my lemonade stand is marketing with angry dude holding a firearm. The sales are going through the roof. Why won't you buy my lemonade? Get back here!